Hereby I'd like to call this meeting to order. We're now having a meeting of the Hampshire County Board of Education today, oh goodness, October 6th at 6:30 p.m. I'd like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Jeffries, would you like to read our mission statement this evening?
All righty. All Hampshire County students will make continuous progress toward mastering the essential curriculum and achieving at their highest potential.
Thank you. Mr. Collett, would you like to call roll?
Yes, sir. Be happy to. Mr. Morgan.
I am here.
Mr. Lease. Mrs. Mongold.
Present.
Ms. Poland. Mrs. Jeffries.
Here.
And Mr. Collett is present.
We have an agenda presented to us.
Yes, sir, we do, and there are no changes to it, so I recommend that the board approve the agenda as it sits.
Thank you. Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Agenda approved. Do we have any appearances this evening?
No, we do not.
Okay. All right. We all have a copy of the previous meeting's agenda with the minutes that Superintendent Collett has presented. Do we have any changes or recommendations of corrections?
No, sir. As at this time, we recommend the board members approve the September 25th minutes as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Who seconded that? Corinne.
Now we have a good part of the evening, a part that we always wait for.
Yes,
We have some highlights. Would you like to tell us about our highlights, Superintendent?
Yes, sir. Over here. I'll speak up here. I'll go through that. Oh, this one not working? It doesn't matter to me. All right. So this evening, we wanted to bring some recognition. We talked about doing some recognition of students or anybody in our system that has been exceptional in some way. And so with that being said, Mr. Lewis and his students got ready, and we had some that went to the state fair. And before he left, I said, you know, I want to support you, but I said, if you really want me to support you, you better win. He said, yes, sir. So with that being said, we have 3 people with us this evening, and I'm going to bring them up here all at once so you can see them and make them stand in front of you just to get them a little nervous. But first we'll have Olivia Borer come on up. I'll tell you about her in just a second. Then we'll have Grandin come on up. You stand right with her. And then Randy Joe, you come over here on this side. I get to pick on you a little bit extra. So with that being said, I'm going to start with Olivia. So Olivia, if I mess this up, you correct me, okay? So what we have is the Supreme Champion Board Open Swine Show Champion, the Supreme Champion for Gilt Open Show, the Supreme Champion Board Junior Show, the Supreme Champion Gilt Junior Show, with 3rd overall Gilt in the Junior Show and Master Showman Junior Market Swine. Now, can you help us understand what all that means? Because that means, to me, you won a whole lot, right? Go ahead. Tell me a little bit about what you did.
Yes, sir. As he stated, I was very blessed in August. I attend all 14 days at the State Fair of West Virginia, exhibiting in the first show weekend, which is for the junior market exhibitors. Those exhibitors are 21 years and under, qualifying as 4-H age that we are familiar with in our county, as well as FFA. I exhibit through FFA as a Hampshire County FFA member, and that is for market animals only. So those are your animals that will be market ready, and those are for consumption. And then the following week is for purebred animals, which are for breeding stock. So I exhibit gilts, which will be bred, and boars that will do the breeding as well. So I was very blessed in that area to exhibit the champions in the open show for the Purebred Week and the junior show for the Purebred Week, and then I won the Master Showmanship title for the junior market weekend.
Okay, I have to add a little bit. She downplayed things. Mr. Collett. She also won the Master Showman at our local county fair. She cleaned house here and then went to the state.
Cleaned house here. Well, I like that. Well, I'm going to lay this down. It's not much. All right, Grandin, now it's your turn, buddy. So I have a bunch of other titles on Grandin, and you're going to have to tell them too, so get ready. All right. So I have Grandin went to the state fair, and he is the supreme champion of the Ram Open Show, the supreme champion of the Ram Junior Show, the reserve supreme champion of the U Junior Show, and the reserve senior sheep showman. A lot of different categories there. So you were busy, right?
Yeah. So for us, it works very similar to Live, except it's just in sheep. I started my Suffolk journey roughly 5 years ago, and that Supreme Champion Ram, which is just a male sheep that is uncastrated, he actually is housed at the facilities at the school. So he's covering 17 ewes right now, and is done showing. So I was very blessed and honored to exhibit him, and I actually got him in July. And so in the ewe that was reserve of the junior show, she's at home. She's one of my favorites. She's been pretty special so far. But both of those sheep just were exhibited at Keystone International Livestock Exposition in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So I show just like Live under Hampshire County FFA, and mine's very similar to all the things she just said, except it's in just sheep. So I was very blessed and honored in August as well.
Very good. Very proud of you. Thank you very much. There you go. All right. So now, Mr. Randy Joe. I've been waiting on this one. So just so you know, Randy Joe's paragraph's a whole lot longer. So we're going to talk a little bit about her. So Randy Joe spent the entire 14 days at the State Fair in West Virginia, not just there to have fun. She was representing the West Virginia, not Hampshire County, West Virginia FFA as the state FFA officer. She was elected by majority vote of the delegates from across West Virginia at the state FFA convention in July. She represents the chapters of Mineral, Hampshire, Berkeley, Morgan, and Jefferson counties as the West Virginia Northeastern Region State Vice President. This is a very prestigious honor bestowed on the greatest members of our organization. She was active in showing the livestock exhibited by both Grandin and Olivia. I think that downplays her role a little bit there too. I think it's way bigger than that. So supremely proud of you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Can you tell them a little bit more about all your duties and things like that?
So in July, I went over to Ripley, West Virginia at Cedar Lakes, and I went through a series of interviews, extemporaneous and prepared public speeches, written exams, written prompts, and a voting session to be elected into the office that I have now. And actually Mr. Collett read off the counties that I cover, so that those counties are in the northeastern region. There were actually 4 of us running from there, and there's a cut after the first day, and all 4 of us made it, which is extremely exceptional for the northeastern region. So we were our region was very well represented, and actually 3 of us made it onto the team, which is very rare. But I'm grateful to be part of that. So immediately after we were elected on a Saturday. Sunday we left to head to Washington D.C. for State Officer Summit, and we got to connect with state officers from all across the nation, which was a super cool experience. And we also got to go around to the monuments in DC and even work with the national officers, which was really neat. And right after that, we headed into our base camp, which is our training. So State Officer Summit was a little bit of a challenge because we had just met each other about a week before, but it was a really great bonding time and a great opportunity to meet people across the nation. My duty as a state officer, I work mostly in the northeastern region, but all around the state. Last week, we went back to Ripley for our fall leadership conference, where each of the state officers hold a workshop, and we held about 500 FFA students across the state, and led them through workshops, and we had a really great time. But even outside of the state, there's a lot of opportunities for me to travel and go to places like Colorado. I'm heading there in January, and some other cool things. So I'm really excited and grateful for this opportunity to serve.
Awesome. Congratulations. Again, probably not what you deserve, but that's what I've got for you right now. Very proud of you. So I just want to say, and I'm saying this out loud in public, and we're on TV, so you guys are being broadcast, but I want you to understand, when I talked to you on the first day of school, this is kind of stuff, this is what I meant. So everything you do is about leadership. It can be good or it can be bad. You are all great examples of what everybody needs to see coming out of Hampshire County. So I'm super proud of each of you. Okay? Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
You're
much,
welcome.
guys.
Thanks. Thanks, buddy. Proud of you. Thank you.
How you, sir?
So how
Did well.
many animals did you actually
This is
take?
your year, man. Great. This is your year.
Oh, my.
Oh. No problem.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's
How
why
many animals did you take?
That's why I asked. I said, Isaac gets to be dead
17.
tonight.
Oh, my. Oh, we thought back in the day when our kids were in it, we thought if they could keep one alive, they were doing good. Especially sheep. They always want. Somebody told me one time that a sheep is born looking for a way to die. You know?
Thank you, guys.
Can I, before they leave, can I insert something? Can we get their picture up here for the paper?
Yeah.
Andy, you want a picture? Good.
I just don't want to miss that opportunity. Not for my picture, but for them.
Yeah. Get rid of this other thing.
If you don't mind, you can zoom in and out. Part.
Y'all get in the middle.
Yeah. Yep, there you go. You all got there you go. Very good. I'll go and win this.
All right. You know, I'm gonna balance it out. I don't care. Somebody
There you go.
That's fine. We're good.
Here, I can get behind you. There we go. That's better. This way? Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Right here? Or would it be better George to get over? George is taller.
Everybody lean in now.
Everybody say Suey. He's the teacher.
Sorry.
So we're all of us just hold
Yep,
your
just
pose.
Hold. Down, George.
Here, I can slide on right here. Slide on that. There we go. All right. Good deal. Good job, guys.
Thank you all for providing a place for all your kids to grow.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Hey, coming up, guys.
17 and 12.
It's always nice to have this.
Oh, my word.
Okay.
It's worse than raising kids.
Good. Good deal.
All right.
Yep, sounds good. All right. Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Consent agenda.
On to the consent agenda items.
Yes, sir. Basically, we have bills to be paid, a few minor budget revisions and transfers between funds, but it's a fairly standard proposal, so I will recommend that the board approves the consent agenda items as provided.
Everybody have the time to look over the bills. If we have any questions, or thank goodness we're over the big hump. Kind of free sailing right now on that. Uh,
Consent agenda items.
Okay, and do it, and all right. Motion is seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. I would like, when we go on to the next consent agenda items, I'd like to entertain to go into personnel or executive session to discuss a personnel issue. If that's okay, it shouldn't be a very timely discussion, just some points of clarity.
Sure.
Would someone like to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, and a second? It's been properly moved and seconded that we go into executive session to discuss a personnel item. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Motion passed. We are now retiring to executive session for a personnel issue at 6:47 PM. We'll return momentarily. like to ask for a motion to return to open session. Okay, do I have a second? It's been properly moved and seconded that we return to open session. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
We are now back into open session at 7:01 PM. We had gone to executive session to discuss a personnel issue. No decisions were made, just informational items only.
Yes.
Carrying on, have we all had the opportunity to look over consent agenda items B, personnel? Would you like to discuss what we have going on, Superintendent?
I sure can. And relatively small group this week, as we talked about it before. We're in that time of year where we're just trying to fill holes and gather more subs. So as you can see in section 1, we have a new substitute coming on. We're trying to hire a certified special education teacher as well. Then on the back, we have typical service personnel transfers. We're on the back end of a resignation, so things are starting to settle with that, and we're going to have different people settle in different areas. We also then have a resignation and retirement of Taylor Stewart, itinerant classroom aide. Very kind of proud of her. I wanted to bring her name up out loud in the fact that she did resign, but she's going on to further her education. So we're happy about that. Yes. So with that being said, we have a few more extracurricular additions and hires. Of course, we have assistant cross country, assistant baseball being hired, and then of course transportation aides and things on the back. So compared to what we've had in the past, this is a relatively small. We did have number 6, Mrs. Slocum, daggone her, took a couple of days off. Her and her husband are at the beach, so I am missing her every day. But she did at the last agenda. She does have a revision on here. She has to amend the resignation of Walter Hibbert from head girls basketball coach at Caton Bridge to assistant boys basketball coach at Caton Bridge Middle. She's had the wrong title in there, and so she wanted to make sure that was corrected. Of course, then number 8, we're still gathering volunteers. Those have all met the criteria that is needed to be a volunteer in our system and are being recommended. And so with that being said, I recommend to the board that they approve the consent agenda item for personnel as it stands.
I recommend that we accept the
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying yes. Just for a point of discussion, I would like to mention on number 1, Randy Jo Wolford was our substitute. She is a product of our Grow Your Own, and she's the same lady that was just here, busy young lady. And then I believe you said it, Mr. Superintendent, but Ms. Server is a certified teacher. You don't find those every now and then, especially this time of year.
That's correct.
This is definitely a most fortunate in special ed. Yeah. So with that being said, we have a few items on the non-consent agenda.
Yes, sir. At this time, so I'm just going to tell you, we're going to recommend that you approve our auctioneer. So C's auction, and Mr. C has agreed to do that. As we came in, he is willing to give us that service, I think, with no reserve there. And so we were kind of happy with that. That is why he ended up winning that bid. So I'll recommend that. Before you vote on that, though, I'll give you a minor update on Romney Elementary School. So all of our online auctions are complete. Everything that's going to be sold is sold. So right now we are pulling things out of the building that we can recycle. We're going through and taking things to the recycler, both heavy metal and things like copper, things of that nature. So we are coming to the very near end of, unfortunately, Romney Elementary School. Historically, it will live in our hearts, but the physical building is getting ready to transform. So the bids are out for demolition. We are anxiously waiting to have that opening, and we'll know how much that's going to cost us and see what we can do then with any remaining bond funds to help improve the county. So that's what we're waiting on. So that's where we're at. So I recommend to the board to approve C's Auction House as our auctioneer for the selling of the land in Springfield and several modulars throughout the county.
For just a point of clarity, Superintendent, you said no reserve?
I want to say, I need to ask Denise, but I'm going to say that, yes, that when he came on, that's what she told me earlier today. So in other words, when I say that, C's Auction Service is no cost to Hampshire County Board of Education. So that
Only
is
a
a
buyer's
service he
premium.
is providing to us for free.
Okay,
So that's why he ended up winning that. So
okay.
we
Do we have a
appreciate
date
him.
for that?
Pardon me?
Do we have a date for that auction?
I don't.
I believe that's to be
I think
announced,
we
isn't
do, but
It's not to be announced yet.
yeah, and I'm not, there were some dates that it was moving. So before I give you that date, let me confirm it.
All right. that's
Okay? But as soon as we get that set in stone, we'll be advertising that, putting it out on the Facebook page and everywhere so everybody knows. Okay? I will say this, one of the reasons it wasn't decided is because we were trying to decide whether we wanted to do all the auctioning in one location, or do we want to travel like to Springfield to see the property. I'm going to recommend we do it all in one location and have that, they can go see that property anytime they want. We'll have pictures that day, but we're going to do everything. My recommendation so far to Denise at this point, before I bring it to you, is we have the auction itself in whole at Romney Elementary School for everything. Everything will go down there. So that's what we're going to probably recommend to you, but we're not ready to do that yet. Okay? Mm-hmm. Yes.
C's Auction House is our auctioneer service for the sale of the land in Springfield and Montague.
Okay. Thank you. It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor of approving C's Auction Service to provide the auctioneer service for our assets listed, signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Motion passed.
And I just want to thank Mr. C and his family for that service again, out loud in public. Everyone's trying to help us quite a bit, so I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Do you
All
have
right.
some updates?
Yes, just a few. Didn't want to talk too long. Adam, I think, is getting hungry back there. So I wanted to let you know, I told you last time we had met briefly with the Sheriff's Department, but we have scheduled, Adam and I have scheduled safety walkthroughs with the deputies. So we're going to be going really to, if I remember right, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to the Cape and Ridge end and do Cape and Ridge and Ice Mountain this Friday. Then we'll come down this way and do everything else next, I believe it's Tuesday. And so it's either Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember which date. But walking through, looking at things from a deputy's point of view, police officer wrapped around with us, with BRIM, and what BRIM holds us to, things of that nature, so that we share ideas a little bit better. That's kind of what that is for, get us all on the same page. So looking forward to that. So this past week, we had what I think is one of the most important things you can do in a school system. I'm just going to tell you, my philosophy is to create instructional leaders that can lead their schools. That's what a principal is. Now, principals have the toughest job in the county. They're in charge of discipline. They're in charge of attendance. They're in charge of academics. They're in charge of dealing with parents, both positive and negative. Every activity that occurs, they're supposed to try to be there. I mean, there's not enough time in the day for a principal, and it's at all levels. The higher you go, the more it is. So Amy and her staff especially, to be commended, because they are constantly on the move. But I have told them from the first day that I was hired that I'm going to hold them directly responsible for what happens in their buildings. That's not a threat. That's not being mean. That's just get them to understand what leadership is. And so while we are trying to teach teachers in some aspect, we talked about coaches last meeting, we're really spending a lot of time with our principals, and I feel very fortunate. We have some very young principals, but they're very intelligent. They're working very hard, and they're learning as we go. And so, you know, that some of their questions, we kind of scratch our head and say, "You sure you want to ask that? Think about that." But we have had some tremendous interaction. So this past week, we came together, and we didn't really give them a whole lot of instructions. We just said, "All right, your data meetings are on this date." And I wanted it that way. And then we were kind of anxious to see what data they brought. But I told our staff, everybody here pulled data. Adam pulled discipline data. Emily pulled attendance data in a couple different forms, even in comparison to other counties. We pulled academic data. We pulled benchmark testing. We pulled GSA testing. We showed them and talked to them, and we did an exercise like a scavenger hunt. We told them to come up with like their top 5 most poorly performed standards in English and math per grade level in their schools. So they had to go into GSA and find that stuff. I mean, and if they didn't know, then we showed them. But most of them had an idea. We gave them a little guidance, but they actually did a really good job. And through the whole thing, the positivity was tremendous. You know, everybody's saying the right things. Everybody's talking positive. Everybody's saying we kind of see the goal where we know we need to go. So that is what made me kind of excited. I sat in for 2 reasons. My biggest experience is at the high school level. I've been a head principal at elementary and at high school, but I was only an assistant, but I was in charge of special ed at the middle school. That's why this beard is white. But for the most part, as we go through this process, they are anxious to do well. And so I really appreciate that. And so one of the things I did tell them as we've been talking to staff, everybody talks well, and we all think we have high expectations, and we all think that we're really rocking it. And we have a lot of teachers that are. Well, like any school system, we have some staff that needs some help. And so trying to train these principals to be able to identify that, it doesn't mean I want them to come and rat out to me. I want them to take steps to help improve that teacher. And so they're starting to understand that we're there to help them. So those data meetings were excellent, in my opinion. I felt bad. I apologize to both middle schools. They had to wait a little bit, about 45 minutes. We misjudged some time. We tried to be efficient and not do that, and we felt bad about that. But both middle schools really getting involved with their data, understanding where they need to try to go, trying to work on culture, trying to work on just supporting our kids. And I couldn't be more pleased with that. So hopefully that's going to result in some great stuff here in a couple months. But I just wanted you to know that we took all that talk about data to another level. And every single school said, "Can't wait for the next benchmark. I can't wait to see that data," because they want to see how much they grow and see where they need to work. So that was very important. We do have a professional learning day this Monday coming up. It's all planned out. It's all based around that data. Most of the time, especially the professionals, are going to have things to do in school. We've set that up. We kind of gave themes to the principals, but we said, you design it. You're the instructional leader. This is what we want out of it. So you figured out you wanted time to do it in your building, and so we're going to give you that. So we're looking forward to some of that. And then, of course, the final thing, we do have one more thing coming up. Mrs. Van Gilder, Joyce is coming up to check the roof in our SBA application on Thursday. So I'll be on the roof at the high school looking at that. Hopefully we get that approved. And so that's kind of the update for now. Most of it, we've met kind of close together. So there's not a whole lot of other stuff, but things are going pretty well. And that's all I have.
Okay. Any questions or anything? Well, I have to tell you, I told you all in the last meeting, it's going now my goal. I'm going to try to visit 2 schools every day before board meeting. So today I went to the eastern end of the county and spent a very educational time with the little peoples first. I went to Cape Bridge Elementary, and hats off. I don't have my hat, but hats off, especially to elementary, to all teachers, but elementary teachers. I really feel for you guys. I understand some of the trials and tribulations that you go through. And And I tell you, at times I would have to say, I went through a whole gamut of emotions, from utter excitement of seeing kids to almost dread. And it's like, it's just so, I can't imagine what they go through. So hats off to them. And then I got the privilege to go up and to go see my famous alma mater, Cambridge Bobcats, go Bobcats. But I was given a task, I have a duty to do, but with that duty, Mr. Collette, would you mind explaining the house structure as such
Sure.
at Cambridge Middle?
Well,
I
I
have
could
no
only,
idea
yep.
what's in the bag. I said, was told that everybody
Right.
got to draw something out of the bag.
So I'm going to tell you, I can't get in detail. We would probably need Ms. McCartney here to give you a whole lot of detail, but it's part of their positive behavior support program. So it's called their PBIS program. Basically helps to encourage competition, positive attitude, positive culture, make the whole school unite towards trying to do better. And so to give you a couple examples, we've been invited up several times. I've been up. I have my my blue bandana, or not bandana, but wristband. So I wear that because I'm on the blue team. And so I participated at the last event. So we had, it was it napkin grab or something it was called. They have tissue grab. They had a little package of tissues on the table, and you have to move your hands certain directions. And then when they say tissue, you got to grab it. I won the first round, but then someone much younger than I beat me on the second round. But the blue team won, so we got the team photo at the end with the spirit stick. We had a good time. So I'm very proud of them. But the kids are broken into essentially, was it 4 or 5 teams? I'm not even sure. I know it's red, yellow, blue, and green, I think. And so the whole school, everybody has a team. And then they get points for a daily attendance. They get points for parent participation. They get points for board office participation. They will get points if you go and participate. So each team is trying to get everybody there. So what happens is just a competition. I will say this, the attitude when you go in that school, everybody's happy. Kids are happy. Kids want to talk to you. Kids can't wait. And you talk about anything, and they want to scream and holler and be excited. And so I am so proud of them for what they're trying to do. And that is not a program just for that school. All of our schools have it in some fashion or another, or they have a different kind of program they're working on. Everybody's working on something to improve culture within the building, which is also based around attendance and academic performance and lowering discipline. That's the whole purpose of it. So I'm real proud. The whole county is trying. Right now, our shining example is Cambridge Middle, and it's just a fun environment. If they invite you, go. I'm telling you, go. You will love the day. It'll be loud. Kids will scream a lot, but it will be fun, and you will get to see everything that they're doing. And our PRO officers were there the same day we did the tissue grab. We started the day off with, they called it the team chase, I believe. And so our PRO officers pulled the police car up onto the football field and sat with the lights on. And then at least one of the teachers from each team had to have their hands on the hood and then take off running. And our PROs had to catch them. They had to get out of the car and run them down. And so, yeah, they were breathing hard and red-faced when they were done, but we had a ball. Yeah, it was fun. So they did really good. So it was exciting.
Like I said, I was given the task, and he said, grab a thingy, grab one of them, and that's designating your house.
Oh, it's the bands.
Yeah, it's a band. Just one at a time. Jeffrey's got orange.
They're just houses. Yeah, each group.
Oh, no, not that one.
There you go. That a girl.
Down to us.
Hi, green. There you go.
And I am yellow.
All right. So there you go.
All
Well,
right.
just to show you how exciting that it is. So I went up, and it was Friday at 3 o'clock, and it was Friday. I didn't think about what tie I put on. I knew I was going there, but I had my little blue wristband, so I thought that would work. Oh no, I had to have a blue tie. I got a blue tie in the mail today from Cape Bridge Middle, so I could wear it. Yeah, and they wanted me to wear that next time, so I will definitely wear my blue tie when I go back up. Yep, they're excited. They are having a ball.
Mr. Lace, you're green. That's right. And blue. Uh-huh. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, well, I have to report this to the, yeah. So unless we have any other further business, I'd just like to include,
Don't forget Friday night.
Yeah,
watching the
Friday
kids
night.
at homecoming.
There you go.
homecoming, everybody be down there at the high school about, well, they said 4:45. If we can get there about 4:45, Bobcat or Trojans. So best of luck to everybody. And, is it? All right. Good, crisp air, crisp air.
Wear your layers.
Get your money back right.
Yeah?
Money
Okay.
back. So you don't mess it up like you did last year.
Well, I was what, a
I'm
dollar
on your
over?
team.
I was a dollar over.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But you had money floating around there.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we were busy.
It was crazy.
It was bananas.
$7 for adults.
$7 for adults, so 3 adults would be $21.
So it's 7.
I will confirm it with Trey and get it for you.
Yeah.
It did.
You can text us ahead of
It was
I
all
will.
about.
I'll do it. I will do it
All
tomorrow.
right. Well, if we don't have any other business, I hereby adjourn the meeting at 7:22.